The Bitcoin dump is here, which means it is time to start getting ready for the big 2x trade opportunity that we've all been waiting for. And hello everybody, welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin analysis video. I have Sean next to me today. Sean, say hello to everybody.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy Monday.
That's right. It's a Monday. It's happy for us, of course, as far as Bitcoin is concerned. I mean, it's not looking so freaking happy. And let's face it, the weekly close was pretty telling in that regard. Now, if you've been following the story here at Mango, you guys know that, hey, we are looking for a pullback before the next 2x opportunity. However, now where does Bitcoin pull back to? Well, we gave you guys targets, but remember, those targets were dynamic based on the weekly closes, and we just opened a brand new week, which means we have new updated targets for you. Now, if you guys have been following Mango, you guys have your capital ready to go, ready to deploy on this dump. And now for those of you who are new here, make sure to hit the sub and the bell so you guys are staying on the right side of the market and are not getting chopped up. Alright, so now before we give you guys the pullback targets, let's talk about why we believe that Bitcoin is going to come down to those targets. Yes, I do believe there's still a bit more to go on this downside move, Sean. Well, if you look at this weekly, we're currently on the weekly time frame, guys. Okay, now Sean, you were the one who brought this level up to my attention. This level at around 30,300, essentially marking out these candle body closes right here. Now, we were looking for Bitcoin to actually close over that region to give us that bullish tell, but instead for the past, 3 weeks now, Bitcoin has been holding that level as overhead resistance. Now, why was that important to begin with? Well, guys, just zoom out, okay? Just zoom out of your chart, and I want you guys to look at this 30.3K level historically. Historically, it has been significant. When we actually took it out here, this was in the bull market of 2021, that's when Bitcoin rallied all the way up to $60,000. Came down, where do we find support on the weekly, guys? 30.3K. Once again, bounced off of it, made our way all the way up to $68,000. And now on the second leg down, okay, check this out. This is where we broke 30.3K, and that propelled Bitcoin all the way down to those 15K lows. Now, once again, guys, we're up against that very same level. Okay, now, and that's why I personally, Sean, I was looking for a close over that to give me the bullish tell, but instead it was a rejection, and that's why I'm saying that, hey, Bitcoin is likely coming down here.
Exactly, Krishan. That's where a lot of new traders tend to get confused because they think that you need to have a bullish bias across all time frames, right? We could definitely have a bullish bias on the higher time frames while having a bearish to neutral bias on the lower time frames. Neutral bias essentially means, guys, hey, I have no opinion as to what Bitcoin is going to do at a certain price zone, right? So essentially, and this is a really good example over here where Bitcoin was in a no trade zone for us over here. We were up against a major resistance level and Bitcoin was showing weakness, but that doesn't mean that I am bearish on the higher time frames. We often get some YouTube comments underneath saying that, oh, you switched bearish now. No, we are still bullish as long as Bitcoin is holding this higher time frame trend on the weekly. And a really good way for you guys to check your biases across time frames is to use the dashboard over here, right? Use the trend profile where you can see the trends across all the time frames. And what is this telling you guys? Again, you guys can follow along at app.mangoresearch.co. We're looking at the daily time frame over here, but if you click on the drop down, you can see all the time frames, right? The trend for all the time frames. And what's the story here? The story is telling us that, hey, the 4-hour short, the 12 hours neutral, and the daily short as well. And the 2-day is not looking good either. But the 4-day and the weekly is still long. These are the Mango timeframes. For those of you who've been following Mango for the past few years now, you guys know we love the 4-day, we love the weekly. And our bias is going to be hinged off this, our longer term bias. And that's essentially what I drew out over here, right? Once we start losing the weekly trend, I'll flip long-term bearish as well. If we lose this trend to the downside over here, I'll look for these lows to get retested. But as long as we are holding these levels, we look for pullbacks when we see weakness like we are seeing on the 4-hour, 12-hour dailies, yes. But when we see that pullback, we'll be eager to be buying, right? You don't need to trade every side of the market, guys. You could simply say that, hey, you know what? The weekly is long, the 4-day is long. I'm only going to trade long, right? So if I'm not feeling good about the shorter term time frames, I am going to wait for the pullback and I'm going to buy on the higher time frame trades. Don't get caught up on I'm going to trade short, I'm going to trade long, I need to be in a trade every single moment of the day. No, sometimes the asset is just not worth trading. And as much as I love Bitcoin, it's not been worth trading recently. And don't underestimate the importance of not being in a trade, guys, because what it allows you to do is to free up capital for one, to buy a dip opportunity in case it does come, and two, to hunt for opportunities on altcoins, on other assets. And speaking of which, guys, I do want to highlight the new premium video section over here on the Mango dashboard for all premium users. We've been posting videos. In fact, we posted an update on a altcoin that we've been tracking just this weekend. And guys, remember, all it takes is one or two successful trades on these high time frame trend trades that we are hunting for to change your life. Just takes one or two. Trust me, I know from experience. So don't sleep on this, guys. A lot of you guys have access to the Mango dashboard premium section and are not using it. Make sure you use it.
Perfect. Now, I like how the dashboard is sort of painting our mindset for the audience, Sean. Long term, guys, we are still bullish, okay? We are still looking for that 2x trade. However, we do believe that, hey, we can catch a better bid to position for that 2x trade. Okay, so now what is the bid opportunity? Okay, now this is going to be a good segue into the Mango trade of the day, the pullback opportunity, those updated targets. Well, for that, let's get on over to the chart. Now remember, the pullback trade opportunity, guys, was hinged on the weekly time frame. Sean was particularly looking at the Mango dynamic level. Now, of course, we got updated targets for you guys based on this new weekly open. Now, as you can see here, the Mango dynamic level has tracked up, okay? So the new level now, for those of you who want to mark it out, comes in at around 27.3K upper threshold, and the lower threshold comes in at around 25.7K. All right, so this is now the new pullback target. Now, what is the invalidation to this entire trade setup, Sean? When does Bitcoin actually, well, when do you say that, okay, you know what, it's done for the bulls, Bitcoin is coming lower, we're coming down to $15,000?
Brilliant question, Krisha, with a very, very simple answer. If Bitcoin closes a weekly candle underneath the zone over here, so if we see Bitcoin living underneath this area here, I think it's lights out for this weekly trend. And at that point, we're likely going to come down to test the $20,000 region first, potentially all the way down to the 15K region if we lose the 20 to 19K region. So it's not going to be a good looking picture if Bitcoin closes underneath the zone here.
Yeah, and also I would get bearish at that point. I would not want to fight the weekly dynamic on Bitcoin, as you can see how well it's tracked the entire bear market. In fact, it even tracked the previous bull market so beautifully, right? So losing the dynamic would be a bit, it would be a bit concerning for the bulls, all right? So I'll say that. Now, I, for one, I'm looking for continuation on this trend. It's a beautiful weekly trend. Now, the question is, where are we expecting the upside targets to come in at? So as far as targets for the trade is concerned, our targets have not changed, okay? We're still looking at these two targets. Target 1 coming in at $42,000 and target 2 coming in at $62,000. From where price is at right now to 42K, that's going to be a good 46% to the upside, and all the way up to $62,000, that's going to be a good 113% to the upside. All right, now we will be going over how we derive these targets in, well, the next video. So if you do not want to be missing that and you want to be able to track these targets all on your own, make sure to hit the sub and the bell icon. That way you can follow along. Now this is pretty much it. This is the update on the pullback trade opportunity. Now I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button and we will see you guys in tomorrow's update. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.
Ciao.